Okay, we're joined here by SVSU head volleyball coach Will Stanton. Coach, team's coming off a big 4-0 weekend at the Ferris State University Invitational. Could you go over generally how your team performed?
Well, we're pretty happy with the end result. The work that we did to get there was pretty impressive. I think one of our strengths coming out of this weekend was just our fight. We were, in a lot of cases, outsized, which hasn't happened to us in a while, so we were facing some pretty big teams. Also, I guess really faced a variety of teams. Some were huge, some were small and fast. Our ability to adapt and figure teams out started almost every match down by losing the first set. So you got to figure out how to find ways to beat this particular team. And I thought the team did a great job of that. And really, we just worked very, very hard. Just refused to give up. So I think those are some of the things we learned out of this past weekend. And you can win a lot of games that way. And as our skill develops, I think that's going to make us even tougher as the season goes on.
What are some of the strong points that you think the team did really well on this past weekend for you?
Well, one, like I said, was just our effort. I think we outworked a lot of teams. We wore them down. We went at least 4 with everyone. In 2 matches, we went 5, and in both of those 5-set games, we controlled the tempo fairly well, in that we were still kind of on the upswing, and I think it appeared that we'd kind of worn the other team down a little bit, just going at them all match long. So that was a strength, our work ethic, our ability to fight all weekend long. And then certain pieces of our offense are just incredibly tough. We just have to be in a position to use them as often as possible. So some of the stats from some of our hitters was awfully impressive. Our defense was pretty strong. Ball control really improved over the weekend. There's some areas that we need to improve on as well. But those are some real strengths that we found.
Okay, the team's hitting the road for another big 4-match tournament this weekend at Cal PA. Talk about your feelings on the team heading into this weekend through this week's practice, and then maybe talk a little bit about the opponents, what you know about them going into this weekend.
Well, on paper, this weekend looks even tougher than the last one. A lot of teams that had very successful seasons last year. Some of them had pretty successful weekends last weekend. One that didn't have such a successful weekend is Cal PA, but we're playing at their place, and that was one of the matches we won in 5, and I'm sure they feel they could have won that match, so they're going to be hungry for a little revenge. And playing at their place always makes it tougher. So in all, I believe all 4 of these teams made it into the regional. In some cases, there was one regional champion last year. Going to have a lot of confidence. So we're going to have to continue to work. We're going to have to get better skill-wise. We bring the work ethic that we brought last weekend and our fight. I think we should be okay. But all 4 of these teams are going to be a battle.
Going into the tournament, we knew it was going to be a lot of great competition. We had not much information about them, so we really just were kind of focusing on our side. And, I mean, we had a lot of highs and a lot of lows. We stepped up when it was needed, and it was a really big learning weekend. We have a lot to be proud of and to carry that forward, but that kind of pushes us to work even harder to continue this. And we know this next weekend, like going to Cal PA's home, they're going to be ready for revenge, so we're working really hard this week to prepare for this weekend.
Okay, had some pretty good hitting performances from your teammates over the weekend. With you being a setter, is there any certain things you do throughout the match where you can sense, hey, this person's hot, I need to feed them more? How does that kind of work with you being the setter, setting everybody up for the hits?
That's one of the most fun part about being a setter. My hitters, they definitely help me out a ton and make me look good because they are able to adjust to everything and really put balls away. And it's more, I can tell when someone's on or not, and they kind of let me know as well. And especially one of the biggest things on our team this year is if they make a mistake, they want the ball back right away. They tell me hey, set me and I'm going to put this away for you. So that's the confidence with our hitters and with the experience and all the returners. It makes my job a lot easier.
Okay, hitting the road again this weekend at the Cal PA tournament, Friday and Saturday. What's your team really working on improving heading into this weekend's play?
It's more just keeping up our hustle and our hard work, and we've learned a lot from when we do get down to not get as many runs, so I think that's going to be one of our biggest focuses. And as a player, like we kind of like not knowing what we're going to be facing against, and that's one of the things with not playing conference teams. So we kind of like going out there, not knowing much, and just playing our side and focusing on us and responding quickly, and it's the fun of the challenge.
All right. Thanks a lot, Kelly, and best of luck this weekend for you.
Thank you.